Well, do you think aliens are real? Or do you think they're? Do you think that we are told they are, or do you think that there's something totally different? Like, like we're told they're like basically some kind of creature from another planet, But obviously, being a flat earther and stuff, believing in flat Earth, you don't believe in that kind of nonsense. But do you think that there actually like is a different creature out there that is visiting us from somewhere, or are they like, demonic?
I would probably lean towards them being more demonic.
Like from another dimension, or like just like they already exist in our world, but they're just like unseen to us because they're just a spiritual energy or something.
I'm not sure. I think I would probably say a different dimension, just because there's more proof of that than there is physical aliens. People have like demonic and spiritual encounters all the time, but not too many people have experiences with aliens, as like a physical being. Like, I don't really know anybody who's actually like touched an alien, or like physically, had anything to do with an alien. So.
Well, there's people who claim to have been abducted by aliens, but they'll say that they've woken up with like a mark on them or something like that, indicating that there was something that grabbed them in the night or whatever. But like one thing that was pointed out to me was that there's never, like, in all these abduction cases, there's never a time when like there's a souvenir of some sort that's left over from the experience. Like, you think that the alien would eventually leave like a calling card of some sort, to let them know that they actually were there. I mean, the only proof that we ever see would be these like scratches or bruises that people experience on they get on their arms and stuff.
Which occurs a lot during demonic possession and stuff.
Exactly,
people get like the 3 scratches and bruises as well.
Yep. So that might fall out more in line with the demonic realm. And it's possible that aliens are just from another dimension too, like that they or maybe I've had the idea that they come from inside the earth, even that they maybe are like cryptid type creatures. We hear of like Bigfoot and those kind of things. Dogman is one of those newer ones coming out that people talk about a lot now. And yeah, so aliens might just be one of those cryptid creatures, and maybe they actually are all real, and they actually live like within the earth. Like, there's an inner earth realm basically, and these creatures are coming out from tunnels or whatever. There's some entrance that we don't know about that they're coming from.
I don't doubt that could be the case, because I mean, if you look back 200 years ago and told someone, hey, we're going to be flying big heavy metal objects in the sky and talking to people across the world, they might not believe that. They might think that's crazy. So I think one thing that's wrong with our society is we think that we know everything, when in fact we know very little.
Exactly. Well, one other point is that a lot of the UFO sightings, I think it was like over 70% of them, like when they see this object, it disappears behind like a mountain, or maybe it goes just over the horizon somewhere, like as if it goes downward though, like it goes like to the ground almost, and so the idea is that these things are going inside of some entrance, that they're disappearing into whatever entrance they're finding, that we don't know about, that actually leads to this inner earth realm. And in a lot of like movies, we're seeing like inner earth stuff all the time, and it's kind of like predictive programming, in my opinion. Like, they're programming us with this inner earth stuff, to make it seem like it's just fantasy, and if you talk about it, just, well, you're watching too many movies basically. But there's actually truth to it.
Yeah, I think they like to make things that are true look crazy, and so I definitely think that there's definitely a possibility of there being life in the earth, or who knows where, honestly.
And another thing, apparently a lot of these another thing that makes it kind of sound like a demonic experience rather than a alien would be that a lot of the experiences people tell, they actually are able to stop the encounter, or make it go away by using the name of Jesus Christ. Apparently, by saying his name, it'll actually stop the demonic encounter or alien abduction, is what they would, they first believed anyways it was. But and so that kind of makes it sound like that these are demons, and that this name is actually hurting these demons. And apparently they've done studies where they've done other names. They've used other holy figures, and these names don't work. They don't have the same power that Jesus Christ does. Yeah. And so that kind of sounds like a demon.
I mean, in the Bible, in the New Testament, there's different stories of demons being scared of Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like when the evil spirits went into the swine and they all ran in the ocean, so that also goes back to the scriptures as well, and to the Bible. So
exactly. Yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff. And I think that people need to do more research on this topic, because we're always being led to believe it's just some kind of creature from a different planet, and it just doesn't really seem to add up,
And it's interesting to me too how so many people believe in aliens today. Aliens like flat Earth is kind of like a taboo topic. Like, oh, you believe in flat Earth, or any kind of conspiracies. Like, oh, that's taboo. You can't talk about that. But then aliens are totally fine. You could talk about aliens and different things like that, and everyone's like, oh, that's totally normal.
Yep.
And kind of going back to that, to that whole, conspiracy with the fake alien invasion. That guy I talked to in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado, saying how in 5-10 years, all the religions will be disproved, and he was talking about how aliens are real and all kinds of stuff. Just saying a lot of interesting things that kind of go along with that theory.
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
I'm not sure what to think of that, but that happened in 2020, so we'll see what happens in the next 5-10 years, I guess.
So you think that they're gonna basically do a fake alien invasion? They're gonna fake this invasion, and everyone's gonna think that this is real, and it might just totally change the way people think about religions and stuff, and God and everything.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't know much about the theory then. Like, I've heard about the theory when that guy was talking to me about it, but I didn't know like what he meant when he said all the religions will be disproved. But then coming and finding more information about the theory, it makes sense that that's how the religions would be disproved, is through a fake alien invasion.
Yeah, it does. And the technology is getting pretty crazy. They have like holographic technology, like Tupac was a hologram and stuff, but it's gotten way advanced. It's already been way advanced. They probably have had this forever, but yeah. So now we're seeing that they actually have this ability to make these really crazy holographic images. And I think with like the 5G being rolled out everywhere, you got just like nanoparticles floating around. Who knows, they're probably spraying nanoparticles and like chemtrails and stuff. And so you're getting this like this technology everywhere. You're getting technology in the sky and in the air and on the ground, and it's just being radiated everywhere. And so I think 5G is going to play a large role in that as well. It's going to that's going to enhance their abilities to be able to do this. And so they'll be able to like actually project some kind of crazy image across the whole sky. And they have technology to like basically send like a sound into your head. So you swear you hear something coming from in your head, but they're like sending a frequency into your brain or something, like I don't know. And so they're gonna be able to like talk to you as if it's God talking to you. It's God giving you a message, and you're gonna see this God-like figure in the sky, and people are gonna fall for it. A lot of people are gonna fall for it.
What do you think their plan is? Like, I mean, obviously just a guess, but what do you think their plan is? Like, why would they show like a religious figure if they are trying to kind of
it's
do away with
almost
religion?
like the Antichrist in a way, and the Antichrist is supposed to kind of bring about like you know, like unity and stuff. People are gonna like flock to them and stuff, and you know, it's gonna kind of bring about a one world religion in a sense, and it's gonna really just farther their agendas. They're gonna be able to actually, you know, have this one world government, and people are going to like want it. They're gonna actually be praising it and stuff because of this holographic figure that's telling them it's good.
I mean, it makes sense. In Revelation chapter 13, it talks about how the beast, you know, will have power given to him for 40 and 2 months, and it says he'll have, you know, power over all nations, kindreds, and tongues and peoples. So, you know, I'm not sure when that's supposed to happen, but you know, the Bible talks about it, and a lot of people have different ideas on what it could be and when it could be, but no one really knows. But it sounds like something like this could be what that's talking about.
Yeah, and people might say maybe it's not even just, maybe it won't be like a god. Like either they're gonna have it be like they're gonna present this hologram as like Jesus, you know, to like the Western nations and stuff, and pretty much every nation is gonna receive like a different image. It's gonna be like their own, you know, the god that they worship basically, and so they're all gonna believe it that way, or it'll be that, or it'll be aliens. It'll be this holographic projection of like some kind of alien beings, and they're gonna say that we're actually created by aliens, and that aliens are like God pretty much, and that'll be the new religion, is that we're all from aliens basically.
Yeah, I think their whole goal is just to kind of stop free thinking, and religion is definitely something they don't want. They don't want people believing anything spiritual. And I think aliens is kind of like the new religion they want people to fall for, and that's why believing in aliens and extraterrestrials is so popular now, and it's on the news. Like, oh, the government has this UFO sighting and this new thing's released.
Yeah. A lot of people actually, you know, seem to like that idea that we came from aliens. That like that, oh yeah, like we're just being experimented on with aliens and stuff, and then they created the human race, and you know, and you know, I guess maybe there's truth to that, like, but I don't know. I think it's probably more demonic rather than anything. And you know, like Bill Cooper talks about, you know, that the U.S. government is involved with aliens and stuff, like the Greys or whatever. Like we're working with the Greys in underground bases, like trying to like mess with human DNA and or something. I don't know, but and I don't really know where all the proof for that is, honestly. It might just be a lot of hearsay. So to me, it might just be demonic. It might just be demons people are dealing with.
Well, I think the elite, you know, are definitely in control and are being controlled, you know, by the demonic realm, and obviously Satan has power over this world, and all I know is that, you know, what's popular in this world is, you know, usually probably wrong, from what I've come to understand. If the world follows it, it's most likely wrong.
Yeah, but we got like, you know, like Hillary Clinton and stuff coming out and talking about aliens, and you know, like Bill Clinton too, and so once people get like, you know, it starts to become kind of mainstream like that, like get like really, you know, popular politicians and stuff, or you know, people like that talking about it. I mean, like that obviously raises some red flags. You know, that sounds like a psyop to me. It's just gonna. It's a way to just fool people into believing something that is nonsensical, and it's gonna actually be really harmful in the end.